Just memories. In these challenging times, we're here to keep you informed and connected. For the latest updates, resources, and ways to help your neighbors in need, stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580. Together, we'll rebuild. Together, we'll recover. Together, we are Los Angeles strong. KBLA Talk 1580. Your voice, your community, your station.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
It's easy for people to think that they're better than they are. It's not surprising that everybody wants to think that. I probably want to think that about me. So then you'll get angry about something. You know, maybe your partner puts you down in public, doesn't show you the respect. Maybe you're married, say, and husband and wife owe each other a certain amount of categorical respect. Maybe you've taken a shot in public and you're really angry about it, but you don't notice it because you want to think that you're better than you are. That sort of thing doesn't upset you. And so you don't say anything about it. You don't do anything about it. And then you don't fix it. And that's a mistake. It's much better. You could say to your partner, look, you know, we were out for dinner tonight and you said something snarky, which I didn't think was appropriate. Now, I might be hypersensitive and touchy and immature, and maybe you hit me in a weak spot, or maybe you're playing some power game. Why don't we figure that out? Now, that's messy. People don't like conversations like that, but I won't let those things go.
And he's describing what we do in relationship. He wasn't describing a relationship that was about being. I want a love where we can be ourselves, where we can just be, where being together is more meaningful than seeing the sights together. We create the tapestry. We create the painting. We, out of our being, create this fantastic chemistry, this fantastic power, this synergy, right? Us, the being of me merging with the being of you, creating a phenomena, an event that taps into the undivided source of divinity that permeates throughout the universe. That's a real relationship, right? That's a real relationship. The relationships that we have, like he just described, being snarky. You're being snarky for a reason. You're doing something to elicit some type of response. And where's that coming from? Some type of emptiness, some type of spiritual childishness. Our relationships are predicated on performance. Let me perform the apology. You know what? That performance was compelling. I accept your apology. But I'm going to perform but I'm still going to hold this over your head because you actually did it and it hurt performance. Right? When we start getting to deeper levels of consciousness, you start to understand a human being is flawed because they're born conditioned. And unconditional love is not a date you set, but it is an arrival point that you can get to if you are excavating your spirit on a daily. through non-judgmental self-observation, where you don't condemn the wounds you find. Do you see? Cultural narratives have long reinforced the notion that effort is synonymous with love. From fairy tales to romantic comedies, the message persists. Love requires hard work. This belief is often rooted in societal conditioning, where relationships are seen as a series of tasks to be accomplished rather than an authentic connection to be nurtured. What is nurturing? Is nurturing doing? Listen deeply. Is nurturing doing? Do you see? Hurt people need things done, and hurt people turn around and do them. Sometimes they do things, right? Let me do something to get what I need. Other times they do things to hurt the people who didn't give them what they... Do you see? Doing has taken precedent over being. Attachment theory further complicates this dynamic. Individuals with anxious attachment styles may equate effort with worthiness, leading to a cycle of overachievement that prioritizes doing over being. This misalignment can create relational dysfunction as partners become trapped in a performative love rather than engaging in genuine connection. The genuine connection is being with each other. But social media said you got to take a picture of your plate because you're at a fancy place. So people need to see that. Do you see the folly that we're in? If people actually loved the being that is them, they can love the being that is him or her. And if they can do that, we're the reason why this place is fly. Right? The fact that we, with our light, walked in the doors, we turned this place up. Do you see? In our modern day society, it's reversed. We're fly because we're here at this place. Not we brought this place to life because we came here. Does that make sense? Are you guys following what I'm saying here? Ladies and gentlemen, I got to get him back in here. You already know he's ready to cook with the rarest grease. I be trying to set him up so because when I'm talking, I know he's over there like, okay, is that what you doing? Is that all right? Behind the back? Is that what you did? You went through the legs, you did the East Bay? I got you. Here we go. Ronan from Indianapolis. Your thoughts, my friend.
Okay, so nurturing is more than just doing. It's reassurance in the growth process. It's reminding that person how much they've grown and, you know, reminding them that how that helps you in a way. Because if you're talking about checks and balances, we're supposed to check on each other and ourselves in order to balance each other out.
That's the old way. That's the old way. We're not supposed to. Yeah, that's the old way. We've been conditioned to believe that that's what we're supposed to do. What I'm saying is when you do it for yourself, it emanates from you. Your partner ain't got to check on you. If your partner checking on your progress, you ain't made none.
Yeah.
If you're still looking for them to notice that you're progressing, you haven't progressed. Yeah. We're talking spirit work. We're talking healing here. And if we're really healing, like I'm healing, I'm not holding resentment that you haven't acknowledged that I've grown.
Yeah.
Your acknowledgement doesn't matter. My acknowledgement matters. And if I'm really doing the work, just like us walking in the restaurant as our own sunlight, nobody's going to be able to ignore that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, brother? That's why I say
Makes perfect sense.
that's why I say that's the old way. We gotta get out of I gotta pep talk you into conquering you. I can't coach you, man. Me coaching Ronan or anybody, giving them a pep talk on how to conquer themselves is really like late Roger Mayweather trying to coach Floyd. Floyd was he was a boxing savant. And when you're that good, coaches will tell you, you really can't tell a boxer that is that good something to do. When you go to them old tapes and you see Roger in the corner, he not giving no deep, keep that stick on him. That's what you do. Then we're going to walk him down, okay? You just keep putting that stick on him. All you got to do is box him. Just keep boxing him. He ain't saying nothing intricate. He not. See, you just keep boxing him. Keep that stick on him. Those are the instructions. That's it.
Like,
so,
what are you talking about?
Right. Just he'll be ready to go in a minute. He don't want to fight. Listen, they be in the corner cussing. He don't want to fight. Just keep that stick on him. And I'm not saying that the guy wasn't a great trainer. Of course, he was a great trainer. But what I'm saying is when you're dealing with somebody who's doing the work and they're getting wins, like Dr. Pacoya McCall states in her win journal, where you're journaling your wins. But these are internal wins. That's why I keep trying to tell people. It's the internal battles that make you relationship ready.
Yes.
No internal battles will lead to a whole crap ton of relationship expectations that your unhealed wounds feed on. Go ahead, finish your thought.
I just like you get tired of being the glass jaw relationships. So you have to really get into the ring with yourself. Just like when I was sitting there years ago dealing with anger issues, I let that person close know what I'm dealing with, how I try to reprogram things. Like, look, if I'm upset about something, I go detox away from you so I can come back in a more respectable thing so you don't become a unknowing target.
Right.
And I make it a point to, and it's tough to speak on things because I tend to grit my teeth. But the thing is, like, if I trust you with my trigger,
ooh,
you will show me, like,
no,
how important it is to communicate.
No, that's the old way. That's the old way. And I love the fact that you bringing this up. And hey, come on, I play tennis with you.
Yeah, I would.
You just keep that stick on him. He ready to go. I'm telling you. By the ninth round, he be ready to go. Just keep that stick on him, Floyd. Just keep boxing him. Don't do nothing else. Why I keep saying that's the old way. You're not supposed to trust your trigger with someone.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. You're not. You know why?
What's that?
The person is the mirror. What comes back is your curriculum, right? The biofeedback you get from your partner is your internal curriculum. You're going to be triggered, and now it's your responsibility to understand the origin of the trigger, to understand when the trigger was created, to understand the power of the trigger.
Yeah.
Krishnamurti, self-awareness, right? All these spiritual gurus, all of these ancient belief systems, Christianity, Islam, all of them have this self-awareness piece. Know thyself, to show thyself approved. Listen, so much information is in you that you're supposed to curate.
Yeah.
You let a person showing up in your life and doing things curate how you feel about yourself. Do you see? You don't trust them with your trigger. All you get from them is the reflection of your trigger. The reflection of your trigger is like a spiritual alarm clock that says, that wound isn't healed yet.
True.
Now I got to go put work in on this wound. That's what the person is in your life for. It's not, now what I'd like you to do is tuck my wound in, Benson. Mr. Belvedere, can you take my wound in the room? You wouldn't let nobody take your kid somewhere, right? Now, we showing up together at the slumber party. I need to meet the family and woo. You go, I trust you with my wound now. Is that not the seed of codependency? Because
I believe so, yes.
Because say they perform well and say, you know what, this is a cute wound.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is a mild-mannered, very cute wound. I will take good care of your wound. Your wound is as precious to me as it is to you, and I will deliver the greatest level of nurturance and provision and care. I will empathize with your wound. I will love on your wound. As you love on your wound, I will love deeply.
Leave us.
Leave us? Leave me and your wound alone together? So you think you get to just hop off into La La Land and somebody watching your wound? That's a burden on them. Who gonna watch their wounds? And then what if they're just performing to get in?
Seen that. Yeah, I've seen that.
So what wound trust. Drop your wounds off at us and we will lock them away for you. This is not how this works. The person shows up in your life to reflect you back to you. You are to say, gosh, I'm triggered. Oh, my God, the anger, emotional dysregulated. Oh, my, I don't know what to do. I want to fight. And you're supposed to go, wait a minute. Where's this coming from?
Yeah.
Hold on. Do you see? So we got to get out of the notion that your partner is part of your process with regards to the work that is to be done. The effort is on you internally. When the effort is on the other, that means you're not healed. Conditioned people need boundaries. They need trust. They need loyalty. Why? Because they're inherently lonely and wounded.
Yeah.
So the only way to love is to have someone conform to all of the protection that they have around the pre-existing wound, which keeps them spiritually immature.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
I need to trust you with my trigger. She's gonna shoot you, man. She got her hand on the trigger. She gonna shoot you with your.
You mean this red shiny button?
Right. Wait, hold tight. Ronan got me on fire tonight. Listen, when we come forward, I'm gonna speak to Ronan one more time. Then I'm going to Mississippi.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
We gon' be alright. KBLA Talk 1580 is amplifying Black voices and spotlighting our untold stories. I'm Dominique DePrima. Join me Thursday from 6 to 9 a.m. as we broadcast live from the Altadena, Pasadena area. Due to the National Guard closing down this section, we will not be at Perry's Joint. Our new location is the Pasadena Church East Campus at 425 Sierra Madre Villa. We'll be covering the individuals and families impacted by the Altadena Eaton fire. Hear from community leaders and those who have suffered losses that must not be forgotten. So join us Thursday at the Pasadena Church East Campus at 425 Sierra Madre Villa. Together we can help them rebuild and recover. Together we are LA Strong, LA United. With your friends at KBLA Talk 1580.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Ever have one of those days where your gut just feels blah?
Ugh, yes.
Occasional bloating or gas could be signs that your gut is out of balance, but Align Probiotic can help. Align 24/7 Digestive Support is a daily use probiotic with a unique strain to help relieve occasional digestive issues. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand. So when you feel the signs, it's time to try Align. Align Probiotic. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
There's gonna be some stuff you're gonna see that's gonna make it hard to smile in the future. But through whatever you see, through all the rain and the pain, you gotta keep your sense of humor. You gotta be able to smile through all this.
Lifestyles be closed captioned, addicted to fatal attractions. Pictures and actions be played back in the midst of mashing. No fairy tales for this young black male. Some see me stranded in this land of hell, jail and sales, hustling and hardly think of culture or the repercussions while busting on backstabbing vultures, selling my soul for material wishes, fast cars. Wishing I lived my life a legend, immortalized in pictures. Why shed tears, say your sympathy. My childhood years were spent burying my peers in the cemetery.
The story of the path to coldness in love is well known. We start off full of affection for one another, and then, with time, feelings fade. We start prioritizing work. We check our phones while they're speaking. We don't especially want to hear how their day went. There's a popular surface explanation for this kind of emotional frost, that people naturally get bored of one another, in the same way as they get bored with everything else. The gadget that once seemed so amazing, the film they used to love. Going cold is, in this story, simply the unavoidable consequence of familiarity. But there's another explanation, darker at first, but in the end more hopeful. The loss of interest isn't either natural or inevitable. The boredom is something at once more complicated and more active. It exists because we feel hurt by, angry with, or scared of our partner, and because we haven't found a cathartic way to tell ourselves or them about it. Tuning out isn't inevitable, it's a symptom of disavowed emotional distress. It's a way of coping. We're internally numbed, not just a touch bored. This can sound strange. After all, we might have no active sense that our partner has been hurting, angering, or frightening us. The idea appears laughable or extreme. It makes our partners sound like monsters or ourselves like weaklings, neither of which is true. But the self that loves within a relationship is not the normal adult self we know from other zones of our lives. We may mostly be hugely resourceful and resilient, but the person who loves is an infinitely more vulnerable being. We should imagine it like a smaller, younger, more defenseless version of ourselves that lives in our heads and is no tougher and not much wiser than we were as babies, which is when so many of our needs for and ideas about love were formed. It's this vulnerable self that continues to direct our hearts, even if we're 6'2" with a pointy beard. The loving self has a gossamer thin ego. It gets hurt, frightened, and upset with desperate ease. You could deeply distress it by interrupting it during a story it's telling you about the sandwich it had for lunch, by not asking it enough about...
Oh my God, he's killing y'all. I say y'all like I ain't a part of it. I'm in there too. That's why I cut him off, because it was starting to hurt. But again, most of what we do in intimate relationships, and you guys can disagree if you want to, I don't care. But most of what we do in intimate relationship is self-centered. I'm doing it for something. Be honest. You don't know many people that do it just 'cause. I'm just doing it just 'cause. Just because. I give this example all the time. The Good Samaritan in the Bible didn't go post what he did. There was no, he didn't have somebody go draw up a news article. They had to draw back. They had to paint an article. He didn't put it out in the streets. He just did it because that's who he was. That's what the moment called for. Right? It's being over doing. And many of us are doing because we are pursuing. I'm doing because I'm in pursuit of something. Acknowledgement, validation, approval, acceptance, worthiness, right? I'll become a relational overachiever if you acknowledge that I'm the man. I'm the man, ain't I, baby? Yeah. Then you don't know the intent or the origin of the yeah. I'm the man, baby, huh? Yeah. Where's the yeah coming from? Is it coming from you stupid little simp? I know how to play you. I'm sorry. Krishnamurti's critique of effort as a self-centered activity reveals a key insight into relational struggles. When individuals strive for control, validation, or repair within their partnerships, they often distract themselves from deeper inner work that is essential for healing. The fixation on fixing relationships can act as a Trojan horse, enabling individuals to avoid confronting their own emotional wounds. This self-centered striving can perpetuate cycles of control and dependency, leading to an illusion of connection that ultimately distracts them from the authenticity that lives within the entire human experience. I want you to perform. That's what I need. I need you to dance. When I come forward, I'm going to wrap it up with Ronan, and then we're going to Mississippi. You already know what that's going to be like.
With no lights on, to all the seas that follow me, protect your essence, born with less, but you still precious. Just smile for me now. Just smile for me now. Smile. Look at all Sam. You black. Smile for me now. You ain't got nothing to be worried about.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. The investigation into a black driver, Ronald Green's 2019 death in Louisiana, is over with no officers facing prison. Former Deputy Chris Harper pled guilty to battery and received probation. D.C. leaders are citing rising construction costs for the $1.5 million price tag of the Inauguration Day viewing stand at the Wilson Building, triple the 2017 cost. While some council members will not attend, Black Mayor Muriel Bowser and Ward 2's Brooke Pinto will use the stand. The first elected Chicago School Board was sworn in today with 10 elected members and 11 appointed by Black Mayor Brandon Johnson. Their task includes selecting a vice president and negotiating a new Chicago Teachers Union contract. And Chanel Booker is making history as Middle Georgia's first black U.S. attorney after being named acting U.S. attorney last week. She previously served as first assistant since 2022. I'm Amber Payton on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Now's the time to shop limited time doorbuster deals during Lowe's Pro Savings Days. Save $50 on a Little Giant King Combo 6-foot ladder. Was $199, now $149. Doorbusters valid 1/13 to 1/15. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
To our beloved greater Los Angeles community affected by the devastating wildfires, we stand with you. From all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, our hearts go out to those who've lost loved ones, homes, businesses, belongings, and precious memories. In these challenging times, we're here to keep you informed and connected. For the latest updates, resources, and ways to help your neighbors in need, stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580. Together, we'll rebuild. Together, we'll recover. Together, we are Los Angeles strong. KBLA Talk 1580. Your voice, your community, your station. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe. Every girl deserves a chance to shine. That's the belief behind Forgiving for Living, Inc. Since 1999, this organization has been empowering at-risk girls ages 13 to 18, helping them overcome behavioral and mental health challenges. Founder Wendy Gladney's personal journey inspired the mission to give girls hope and purpose through the power of forgiveness. Through their ambassador program, workshops, and annual conference, Forgiving for Living has touched over 3,000 young lives, providing mentoring, life skills, training, and tools for building self-esteem and confidence. You can make a difference. Visit forgivingforliving.org to donate, volunteer, become a mentor, or find help for a young girl in need. Forgiving for Living, Inc., building brighter futures for young girls. Visit forgivingforliving.org today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk Radio. that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah. What do you mean, where am I at? I'm gonna call you back. Girl, you know, girl, you know, girl, you know, love you. Girl, you know, girl, you know, girl, you know, love you. I think if Adam would have had another squeeze, he might not have ate those fruits from the leaves of life. Far as Eve, it couldn't have been the more deceiving wife. Figured Adam had a weak spot and she was right. I just call it how I see it. She in love with him and he in love too, but still in touch with all of them. Can you imagine you unlocked with one breeze for life? Waking up in the morning, laying down at night with the same face looking at you all the time. Realizing now that happiness is hard to find. You wanna go out and try to find that smiling face, cause she's always mad and her sex ain't great. And she don't do things like she used to do. Kinda force you into trying to find you something new. And on the real, I done seen it when it went like this. But girl, there's one thing happened that you can't forget. Hey.
People can disagree or agree with whatever. If you talk to me about anything, art, music, politics, whatever, maybe I'll disagree with you with almost anything that you say. But if we pay attention to life, there is no need to agree or disagree because the way it is the way it is. Nobody agrees or disagrees about that. But about culture, about clothing, about music, about politics, about art, we can agree and disagree endlessly, isn't it? And the more we disagree, it gets better. Yes? Yes or no? About things around us, if we disagree, that is if you're joyful and disagree. If you're a miserable wench, then if you disagree, you will fight. If you are little sophisticated in your head, disagreement always leads to betterment of things, isn't it? Suppose you and me disagree, how this should be arranged? We can sit here and debate about it for the next 2 days and then maybe come up with something really beautiful. But the moment we disagree,
I ain't mad at him. Little disagreement goes a long way. I'm not mad at what he's saying. Let me get Ronan in here for his final thought, because he's been on for a minute and he's been cooking. Ronan, give me your final thought, man. What's your final summation of the ideas and concepts that have been presented by myself and you during our discussion here? What are your thoughts?
There's no honor in picking the scabs that we acquired over the generations. So I need that time to not just heal, but actually be comfortable with that healed state. That's with anybody.
Man. Guess what you just did, my friend?
Brought Indianapolis back to the building.
Naptown is in the building. Please understand, wounded relationships serve as relationship theaters for a bunch of performances. Relationship often serves as stages where individuals with unhealed wounds seek external validation and acceptance. This performative love is characterized by actions that prioritize appearance over authentic emotional engagement. As individuals enact their wounds through relational dynamics, they may inadvertently create environments where intimacy is sacrificed for the sake of effort. The psychological costs of these dynamics can be profound. Partners may feel trapped in roles that perpetuate their insecurities. rather than fostering genuine connection through authenticity. The relationship cannot be authentic unless the people in it are authentic. Do you see? Nikki from Mississippi in the building. You already know it's about to go down in the town. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Deaconess Nikki is about to cook with the rarest grease. Come on in here, Nikki.
Brother Zoe and the fam.
Hey. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Okay, we got to stop using this word effort when we talk about love.
Why?
Effort is the use of energy and focus to achieve a goal. That is not the kind of love you're talking about. Scripture says that we produce after our own kind. If your kind doesn't have love in it, it can't reproduce it on the outside of you toward anybody or anything.
Come on.
Your one of your questions was, what does love look like? Okay. It looks like how you clip your fingernails and toenails. It looks like how you take a Band-Aid off of your body. Are you a snatch it off kind of person, or are you tap around the edges?
Right.
It looks like how you cook something for another human being or yourself. If your first ingredient is not love, the kind that you have on the inside of you already, dinner might not be well. Biscuits might be like hockey pucks. Cakes may not rise. It looks like when another person who doesn't know you sees how you move through the earth, through the day, if they happen to see the place where you dwell, when they come in there, they will see love there. Not the kind that maybe the bed looks made up, but when you pull the blanket back, the pajamas are in a ball, the sheets never were pulled tight. It's not that one. But the love that is in existence that causes you to pull the fitted sheet properly, to fluff the pillow, perhaps to fold the pajamas and put them under the pillow, even if your significant other isn't in the habit of doing that. It looks like when you have been beaten up by the world and you go to that one person, for me that was Mama and Papa, they said, now baby, there is nothing you can do in this world that will make us stop loving you.
Here we go.
You got to know that in your knower. And then you can produce that on the outside of you. It doesn't require effort because it is part of you. It doesn't even equate to consistency. It does take practice. But when you practice it enough, even the consistency isn't a part of the equation because now you're just being that, and it's coming out of you. You are the lamp because now you got the love on the inside. So when you show up in whatever room, light will shine. You don't have to change temperatures because you set the temperature when you get there. Why? Because you have love on the inside of you coming out. You can't help it. You can't help it. No effort.
What am I going to do? I can't say nothing after that. What?
No try, do. What is it? Yoda.
No,
Okay.
keep going. Don't stop. Keep going.
We can't. People are leaving this earth. You live in a place where metric tons of earth and people have been displaced.
Mm-hmm.
People leave here. I'm talking about the physical world, having never been in the shadow of what the love you're talking about is. Not the experience, just the shadow of that.
Oof, come on.
We cannot continue along this vein where we associate whichever Christ you serve. Mm-hmm. Allah, Hindu,
whatever they name is. That's right.
They all think about love the same way. It has nothing to do with effort. Mm. It's the thing that made Jesus the most wonderful guy in the world, because he said, okay, this ain't going to be fun, but I'm going to do it anyway.
For you.
For you.
Oh, come on.
So when we don't get it, that's almost insulting to our gods. Because they didn't do all they did, so we could not get it, so that it could just be transactional. No. You gotta decide. Because when you make up your mind, everything else got to get in line. I love me so much that I'm going to make sure that I give myself a line if I'm in between haircuts and I can't get there or it burned down.
Wow.
That's what love looks like. That thing that makes you do everything for the child that you produced after yourself. Don't nobody produce a child after hate.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
I can't stand you.
Oh, let's take a
break. Get away from me.
Hold on 1 second. Stay with me. I gotta keep you for 1 second. Stay with me, Nikki from the choose ye this day. When we come forward, the fire gonna keep burning. Let's go.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
I don't even know where to start with health insurance. Do I just, call a hospital and ask them?
Look up Covered California. That's their whole deal, making it easier to get and pay for health insurance.
Okay, but can I afford it?
Yes. They work with a bunch of health insurance companies. I pay something like $10 a month, and it's actually really good coverage.
Wait, what? How did I not know this?
You just needed to know who to ask.
If you've got questions, Covered California can help every step of the way. Enroll by January 31st. Covered California. This way to health insurance.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project. Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do you do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why, when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a Black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm bad for your health. I come real stealth, dropping bombs on your moms, kill car alarms, doing foul crime. I'm that brother with the Alpine.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is PsycHacks, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is couples therapy almost never works. So I might take some heat for this one, but I am not a big fan of couples therapy. I have not seen it associated with a high degree of positive outcomes. And I think this is true for a number of reasons, several of which I will be discussing in this episode. So let's jump right in. First and foremost, what many folks who have never been to couples therapy often fail to appreciate is that in most couples therapy, the client is the relationship. The client is not the two individual people in the room. The client is the relationship between them. As such, the therapist is going to be advocating for the best interests of the relationship. This means that the therapeutic intent is typically to perpetuate the relationship, or in rare cases, when both parties are on the same page with termination, to help dissolve the relationship harmoniously. So why is this problematic? Well, in the first place, it means that one or both of the parties might be supported to stay in a relationship with someone they absolutely have no business being in a relationship to begin with. A couples therapist is not going to turn to the man in the middle of a session and say, "My dude, you need to get as far away from that woman as possible. Personality disorders hardly ever go away entirely, and it can take years of hard work just to get them under control."
Again, it ain't effort. It's being. If you've never been your true self in your relationship, you're really not together with somebody. I'm sorry. I don't mean. Let me get Nikki in here. Nikki, give me your final thought, my love.
You cannot get back what you don't have to give. Mama said it. Can't get blood from a turnip.
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot show yourself what love is to you, you cannot show that to another person. I promise you can't. But when you decide that you're just going to love without any expectations, no effort, none of that, everything around you will change. Because you were built for that. Whichever God you serve, you were built for that.
Right.
It was love that brought us in creation in the first place. Food for thought.
Food for thought. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Nikki from the SIP, Mississippi, that is. Nikki, I appreciate every time you come in because you always cook with the rarest grease. Thank you so much for the call.
Peace be unto you, everybody. I
All
love
right.
you.
All right. I love you too. All right. Let's get my brother Jerry from Beverly Hills on. Jerry, what are your thoughts on?
Hi. How you doing? Did you ever see the 1970 movie with Glenda Jackson and Oliver Reed, Woman in Love?
No, I never saw that movie, Jerry.
You have to see it.
Mm-hmm.
He committed suicide in the snow. He froze himself to death, Oliver Reed, because she didn't love him.
Really? You said it's Oliver Reed, right?
Yeah, he was the co-star with Glenda Jackson.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to look up this movie, and I'm going to watch it. Now, Jerry, if it's a terrible movie, I'm going to give my review online. All right?
No, give it. I'm not an online person. Give it on your air, on your radio.
Okay, I will do that. Let me just say thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you for hanging in there. Let me give you my final thought here. The paradox of relational effort. Ultimately, the paradox of relationship effort reveals that while effort is often viewed as the cornerstone of connection, it can also simultaneously create barriers to authenticity. The fetishization of effort in romantic relationships can distract from from the cultivation of emotional intelligence and empathy. If it's all just about what you do and how you show up and what you give and your presence, a lot of times you can miss out on cultivating the more subtle pieces of intimacy. And I'm going to tell you right now, empathy, emotional intelligence, you have to have those as well. It shouldn't just be about what you did for me or what you bought me, what you gave me. It has to be more, right? Because if not, we're going to be led into superficial interactions that fail to meet deeper relational needs. As we begin to disentangle the illusion of effort from the experience of unconditional love, we can foster more authentic, meaningful relationships. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of us are hurt. And when the person we have asked to babysit our wounds shows up as a human being and hurts us again, we start to cultivate all kinds of coping mechanisms and defense mechanisms, and it hurts us. That's because we left our work in someone else's hands. I'm here to tell you, it's not about effort. It's not about doing. It's about being. You don't have to agree. Like I said, we started the conversation. It's up to you to finish it. Hey, I'm the voice of reason, Zoe Williams. I'm going to be with Dominique DePrima tomorrow in Pasadena. If you're in the Pasadena area, you already know. What's the address? It's at the church, right? Anyway, I'm going to be there. I want you guys to show up as well. They're running promos the whole time. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm Zoe Williams. You know what it is. What is it? Traffic and news up next. There it is. Holla.
Jiggy check. Yeah. That's right. Jiggy check. Tricks wanna step the cube, but then they get played. Cause they trick made, pulling out a switchblade. That's kinda trifle, cause that's a knifo. AK-47, assault rifle. Hold the 50, I'm nifty, pow. Got a new
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with